How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Hope everybody having a fantastic Thursday. Want to give a big shout out to my super producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Now, what's happening with your brother? Also give a big shout out to my assistant, Jonah. She's on the road to recovery. Yeah, spoke to Jonah this week. Said she's trying to be back in next month.
Okay.
And trust me, I got
you got a list.
A lot of shit waiting on you, Jonah. You know, we miss you though, girl. Right. Also, you know, we had a couple of little technical difficulties over the past couple weeks. So listen, if you are watching our stream on Facebook, please put in the chat that you can't hear us or something with the audio, because I don't want the show to go the whole time without any sound. So immediately, if you get to a point where you don't hear anything and you're streaming on viewing it on Facebook, please let me know. Got an awesome show planned tonight. Tonight we'll be talking about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship. So I got an exciting show planned for you guys tonight where we're going to go through those 3 levels, give a little information in regards to each one, for description-wise, and help you get a better idea of how you may fit in those different paradigms in regards to the 3 different levels of entrepreneurship. All right, now as normally do, I try to rehash my previous week. Last week we had a massive heat wave hitting Metro Atlanta. You know, I didn't have football practice all last week, man, because, we know we had the kid that passed early in the week, so they canceled all
football practice.
Yeah, everything was canceled and everything like that. So we were back at it this week and everything, but that was it was hot, hot and everything. Give a big shout out to my son PJ. He went to the Bronner Brothers show on Monday.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he met a lot of his idols,
really,
and everything and stuff like that. So P had a good time, man.
Yeah,
he had a little. Yeah.
I'm glad to see he doing it. He taking that thing to the stratosphere.
Yeah. P had a good time and stuff. So I was super proud of P. He brought me a lot of beard balm, beard gel, beard everything. Yeah. I got some stuff to make my face smell like a peach or apricot and everything. So big shout out to PJ, having a good time there. If you guys didn't check it out today, I was on. I did an interview with Lawrence Watkins. He's the president of Great Pro Speakers and also Your Black World. I was on the Your Black World YouTube channel. We did an interview. Almost went about 40 minutes. It was real cool, man. We talked about entrepreneurship, business, and my favorite subject, myself. And yeah, man, that tell me to shut the hell up. So we went and talked for that. So if you get a chance, I streamed it on Facebook. I also uploaded it to my YouTube channel. But you can go to Your Black World. And the funny thing about it, the thumbnail is showing Jay-Z and Roger Goodell. But it says, it's talk about how this guy, Deonte Burden, has used diversity to form this business empire. Yep, and that's me. And but you get a chance, try to go on Your Black World to check it out. Again, before we get started, I want to remind everyone, if you are looking at the stream on Facebook, please go on. Make sure you let us know during the chat that the audio went out, because we have kind of issues with the past couple weeks. So we just want to stay on top of that, because I know the show last week went pretty much the whole, I think the second half without any sound. So just kind of help us out with that and everything. Like I said, our show today, we're going to be talking about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because a lot of people want to start businesses. And I'm a firm believer that anybody can do a business, but you got to be realistic on what kind of business what kind of business you can start, what's the best route for you to go about it, and how to fit it within your life structure. So that's why I wanted, to create this show today for the 3 levels of entrepreneurship, so you can get a better awareness on where you fit into any one of those 3 as far as, entrepreneurship. And when we're getting everything started, I started looking at myself in terms of my journey with entrepreneurship. I kind of talked about a little bit on the show earlier today. With me, when my first taste of entrepreneurship, my grandfather, he bought me I started telling him I wanted money, so all right, boy, I'll help you out. He bought me a lawnmower on my 8th birthday. And I remember dragging that lawnmower up and down Commodore, up and down Bankhead, cutting everybody grass for $20. And that was my first taste of doing it. Where I would cut folks' grass, man. Those some hard times, man, because you got them people ain't cut their grass in a month. And you ain't even really cutting. You just moving an inch, lift it up, and let it cut. And I'm already a little bitty boy, half the damn grass coming to my waist. And that was a hard $20 to earn. But that was pretty much what I would do. I did for the most of the time, probably when I was 8 to probably 10 years old. And about when I hit 11, I self-taught myself how to cut hair. Shout out to my boy Ricky Dawson, man. He was pretty much my crash test dummy during them years. So, Rick helped me out a lot of, he got a lot of Super Bowl cuts over the years and everything to perfect my craft. And eventually I became a decent barber. And I did that the whole time I was in high school. Also, through adult. That was let's see, get back on here. Well, that was the first. That was the Instagram camera fell off and everything. I don't know what happened. What's going on, Faisal? I don't know what happened there and stuff, but we're going to blame it on the ghost of Christmas past. It's still reeling. But that was when I started cutting and stuff, that's how, made a lot more of my money, going through high school, cutting hair, being a barber and everything through that lasted through the Army. We're doing that. Once I got out of the Army, I went to the next phase, was just going to school and stuff. And so I tried, get different little businesses here and there. And my first business, actual business that I tried to get money was, I call myself having a resume company.
Okay.
Majestic Resume.
Okay.
It's back in 2000, 2001 and stuff like that. And I called myself making little resumes and stuff like that. And that didn't last too long. And probably like maybe 02, that's when I started saying, okay, let me start trying to do these taxes.
Okay.
And everything. And that was, I've been on and popping.
Ever since.
Since then, man. But, just going through the different, when I say the level, we're talking about the levels of entrepreneurships where you went from, you look at it from a hustle, because you got your anchor, being a job to kind of protect you. Then you start, as you want to grow, you start getting other things in terms of getting an office, because you're doing everything. I started Majestic Business Services out of my kitchen.
Okay.
At a house in Stockbridge, man. And
got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. This is how janky I was. I had a damn talk show on WAOK on the radio, streaming over 100,000, well, probably 200,000 people.
Right. And
I got people coming to my house. Like, you should see the looks on some of their face, like,
what?
Yeah. Ain't you the guy on AOK? Yeah, sit down at that table. Yeah.
And people don't realize you got to start somewhere. And you got to start with something. Sometimes you just don't have the budget for a building or a space and all that. So,
well, finna slow me down, brother.
I know, right?
No, not this one. So, let me make sure we got this good, because I don't want to have no more accidents. But eventually, as the business kind of grew, that's when we started sticking my neck out a little bit more. Okay, say I need an office space. So I went and got, office space, quite a couple offices.
Right.
And the one down in Griffin, I'm thinking about the one in Riverdale and stuff. You get a couple of leases. Even with the salon, getting that leases in my name, but I still had that security of having a job. So I was only I put my neck out a lot, but I always put myself in a situation where, okay, I'm not going to be burned because I got something to catch me. And as the years go by, you fast forward almost 15, 16 years later, you're making good money on your job, and those little side hustles, those businesses done grew, and now they making more money than you making on your job. And then you start asking yourself then, like, okay, what do I really want to do? And then you just decide, like, hey, let's go and take a leap of faith and go out there and work for yourself. So I'm saying this all to say that that I'm speaking in terms of my personal journey of entrepreneurship, starting from just the idea and doing things kind of like as a side hustle, just like let me make a little money, till okay, hey, I'm making a little money, let's make it grow. You stick your neck out a little bit more and more in the water. You got your toe, then you put your foot, then you waist deep, Now the why is just a shoot. Let me stick my head up on the water. I ain't got no life preserver or nothing. And that's pretty much how it is when you get into entrepreneurship with the different levels. So sit back. We're going to give the different levels of entrepreneurship. And I also do the posting on the video afterwards and everything. But as always, I'll leave the outline listing everything on there also, so you guys kind of get that information as well. Again, this is Deonte Burden. Our show is Changing Lives. Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure right now, I need everybody that you are looking at it on YouTube. Hell, do it on Facebook and Instagram. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you like the video. Especially looking at it on YouTube, we want to make sure we get them algorithms up. And if you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that bell so you can get a notification anytime any video is coming up. I really need you guys to help me push it and keep growing the channel also, because we've been growing tremendously, and the main reason because you guys support. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Change Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden, and subscribe to it. Also, as a quick reminder, as of September 1st, the Changing Lives, we will be streaming on Facebook off the Changing Lives Facebook page. I'm still currently doing off my personal page because that's probably where I have the most friends, subscribers, and I've been kind of transitioning everybody go to the Changing Lives Facebook page. But as of September 1st, we're going to be streaming live from the Changing Lives Facebook page. So keep giving you guys that heads up. So kind of start getting ready for that. I'm going to keep pushing it out to everybody. Kind of remember to look off that Facebook page as of the beginning of September. Okay, we'll get in our show. We're going to talk about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship. Okay? And when we start talking about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship, there are 3 that I pretty much look at. And that being the safety net, security, and the free fall. Safety net, security, and free fall. And during this show, we're going to go through all 3. And I think if people look at themselves, you'll be able to kind of, when in terms of entrepreneurship and the way you feel about certain things, you'll be able to see which one that you fall in with that. And again, I want to preference everything before we start. There's not a right or wrong way. It's more of a having an awareness way of which one you fall in. And so you have the best way to map out yourself, help yourself out going forward with each one. Okay? So let's start at the first one. We start talking about safety net. Safety net, pretty much for the most part, you got you a solid anchor behind you. You got you a job.
Right.
So you're looking at, like a lot of people, I want to make some side money. What can I do? What can I try to do to get a little extra income in? You hear so much, create another stream of income, diversify some stuff. What can I do? So you got all these ideas prospecting in your head. What can you do as far as get his extra money in? Now, with that whole thought process of getting extra money in, the typical person in the safety net paradigm, they want the most damn return without the least risk. And I won't say it's unrealistic about what they want, but it's going to be very challenging to have some kind of growth and rewards because you ain't giving up nothing.
Okay.
You ain't giving up nothing. So again, you want to have certain things that done. You got really high expectations, but that whole point of you don't want to lose a damn thing.
Right.
And so with the whole idea of not wanting to lose anything, you're going to put the least out. And it's kind of like a correlation between high risk and high reward. And you have some opportunities where you don't put that much out, that you get opportunity to make some big gains and stuff. But for the most part, people get into that safety net paradigm just because they're just looking for some extra stuff to come in.
Right.
But the whole notion that they may lose something and everything holds them back so much.
Right.
And they really don't want to kind of go into all that. I want to lose this. I got to put this certain amount.
No sacrifices.
Well, the sacrifice is very nominal, and I kind of give it to you like this in terms of, say you have your, it's gonna be a small investment, low risk. Say some of these stuff like multi-level marketing.
Right.
Okay. Just say you want to start up. Say you want to maybe buy you like a little pressure washer, like $200 or $300.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe spend maybe a little $40, $50 on some flyers. It's going to be stuff that you don't feel like you don't want to spend your money, lose your money, but it didn't hurt you
to
lose it and everything like that. Like I said, a lot of your multi-level marketing, people buy stocks and stuff like that. You might want to sell some gift baskets, maybe start a T-shirt company.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking about there is some kind of capital investment, but it's not nothing to put you in a poorhouse.
Okay.
And it may not necessarily make you very uncomfortable. Most part, it might make you mad.
Okay.
And everything. So again, you still going in. You know, you want to dibble and dabble and make you some side money, but you don't necessarily want to, lose anything.
You don't want to sacrifice anything to make that money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people that are in that paradigm, the security net, they aren't realistic about what they'll be able to, attain, because they aren't necessarily putting the effort or the risk associated, or just to make those kind of gains.
Right.
But I think that's where probably most people are at. They want to, do something, in terms of, but that whole, I got to spend this, I got to spend that kind of catches them.
That whole spending stuff and, spending money to make money thing, people don't really get that concept. Most people think you start a business and you're a millionaire from the gate. I mean, you got this great idea, like we talked about before, frying chicken, and it's the best chicken recipe in the world. But you don't want to really spend no money to buy the chicken.
No. Well,
you want the chicken to be donated.
To that point, these are the people selling plates out the house.
Exactly.
There you go. They selling plates out the house. We ain't got a food truck now like that. We selling plates out the house.
Okay.
We ain't going too much further to make no kind of big time acquisitions or anything like that. We're straight up looking like we're gonna take the chance. I might spend a little bit more money, just buy some extra chicken.
Okay.
And again, to do that. Now, if it's gonna require me having to do some other stuff, where in the hell they gonna do it?
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly. And again, we're talking about that safety net paradigm, which is the initial one, where people just want to dibble and dabble. They hear about, I want to make some side money or get something started, and they do it. They may go buy them a lawnmower or blower, not nothing super commercial grade.
Right.
A little bit higher than Kmart, a little bit mid-tier, lower Home Depot, but nothing where you sit there like, it's going, you
ain't
like
spend no $3,000.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no.
It ain't got zero turn
Yeah,
radius.
exactly. There you go.
You can't ride it on the back of it. Ain't none of that going on.
Nah, we ain't even sat down yet. We ain't even sat down yet. So what we're talking about is just that safety net paradigm. Again, like the multi-level marketing, buying stocks, minimum investment, start businesses. Again, and I think this is what most people are at, because everybody want to kind of do something, but it just once they get to spending their money and it's not going at the pace they wanted to go as far as making the money, they just kind of get out of it. And they'll say, well, man, I did this before, I did that before, just to say they did it, but that whole thought process, kind of commitment to get into it, they're not going to do it.
It's not okay.
And everything, So when we get through talking about these three, the safety net, security, and the free fall, I want to kind of paint the picture like we look at a trapeze act, where the safety net, the guys may be walking on a rope that's 2 feet over the ground. When you ever seen the circus trapeze people, they may hold a balance of being walking, the rope just 2 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then as they advance and train more, we go to phase 2, which is security. They have some kind of webbing or something or a net at the bottom of it where they're taking some risks. But if at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, they still got something that can catch them. But they went up probably about 30, 40 feet in the air. Okay, now what's happening now, even if they fall down and get caught by that webbing, it's going to burn them or hurt them or something like that, because you don't just fall down that webbing. You're going to get them rope burns, scratches in there. Exactly, and everything. And then we go to the final phase, which is free fall. It ain't nothing down there but concrete. And you guys seen some of the things that Ring of the Brothers where you had a tragic accidents where they just slipped and splatter. But for the most part, you see those people that actually doing that free fall, that final stage, that are working with no safety nets or any kind of safety mechanisms. They thrive on that. They thrive on that. And those kind of people are able to do it for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's where that free fall. So that's why I kind of want to correlate that. We're looking at somebody going through a a trapeze act.
Okay.
Being able to do that.
I get that now.
You get it now. You get it now.
Okay.
So now we go to the second phase. Again, we're talking about the 3-phase entrepreneurship, which we call security. Okay, then when you go into the security phase, these people have kind of acknowledged what you just said earlier, that whole it takes money to make money.
Right.
So now they're being a little bit more realistic about, I want to make some money. Now, I still don't want to, put myself in a poorhouse. So I'm still going to keep my job.
Right.
But I'm going to start taking a couple risks to make this happen. Okay. And we start talking about some of the things that the people from the security standpoint, these are people that have understood that in order for them to go to another level, they're going to have to make some kind of commitment that will make them uncomfortable. Okay. You typically see some people that like want to start maybe get some rental properties. You got a business, like you might start going to get you a lease or something like that and everything. You're incurring some risks and some difficulties in coming out of it, but you still ain't left your damn job.
Exactly.
And everything. You haven't left your job. So you're making a better commitment of your time and your money. But you still have that fear, like, okay, look, I'm going to spend this money and everything, but you're never going to put enough out there where you're like, damn, I'm going to bet the farm. Right. I got a chance of getting homeless or losing everything. So you're going to kind of, it's a lot different from what we talked about with the safety net. But like I said, again, this is a situation where you still can get some kind of damage in the process. And I think, this is probably your second tier. And I would say, let's say if you got 100%, I would say 60% of the people stay in that safety net. You probably got a good 30%.
Okay.
Stay in that in the security.
Okay. So the security on the tightrope is a couple levels up.
About 20 feet up, but you still got that webbing at the bottom.
Okay. You still got that net at the bottom.
You still got that net at the bottom. And that net, when you fall, hit that net hurt.
It hurt.
That net hurt, man. I mean, we was just like jump school in the army, man, jump school and doing all the rappelling and stuff. That shit hurt. That you can get a rope burn.
Right.
It's down now, but you ain't finna just get it and like in the movies and just bounce back. Oh no. Okay. No, you gonna have some marks on your face, your arms.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
From the safety net to the security, and we know there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Mm-hmm. How long do you think the transformation takes, like from the safety net to the security? Like when you start a safety net and you feel like, okay, I really need to push this a little bit more. I'm gonna do a little bit, like you just said, I'm gonna sacrifice a little bit more this time, but I'm gonna keep my job. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna do a little bit more to try to push this thing forward. How long between the two do you think, like from the safety net to how long the transition will be, or how many years or months do you think you start feeling like that? I mean, everybody's different, of course. Gotcha. But at the same time, there has to be a certain amount of time that a real, true entrepreneur who knows that they're going to have to make money, that knows that they're going to have to spend money to make money, and that they're going to have to sacrifice eventually in order for the company to grow, because they're going to have to, give more time to it. It can't grow if you're not, you're not feeding it. You're not giving it water. You just looking at it. It can't grow that way. So how long do you think that transition is to where a person steps from one to the other? That's a good question. But to give you an answer, I don't think it got nothing to do with time. Okay. I think it got more to do with feel. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you can be doing something. You don't have to start at safety net. Okay. You can go straight into security. If you feel confident enough to just say, look, I ain't started a business up, I want to go get some rental properties. Okay. Some people just jump into that. They didn't do anything with no small investment or anything like that. They just went into it. So it's more a feel thing that, they have to do. You know what I mean? And that feel can go from your gut. It can go from experience and knowledge. But it has less to do with time. Because you can always stay in that safety net. Okay. And never just get to the point where you got courage to do it. But if you sit here and just say, like, look, I just want to, I've been, working in the barbershop all the years, I'm going to get my own shop. You didn't kind of partner with somebody or kind of apprentice. You just went, got your own shop. So that's your question. It less the time, more the feel. Okay. And that being maybe courage or stupidity or whatever it is. Yeah, they is confidence or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Or ignorance, and everything. It ain't necessarily got to be a positive factor, right. But regardless, it's still more of a feel. Okay. So that's kind of how I look at that. So it's not necessarily the time wise, because again, you may not, and that's all three phases. You don't necessarily, you can go just straight free fall. Okay.
Just say, look, I ain't finna do this. My damn son ain't never had a job for. And he just went straight, straight, whatever. Now, again, I want in the back of his mind, do he think he got a damn security?
You the safety net. you the security. Technically.
But, it's
Let's not fool ourselves here.
There we go.
You said my son, so you are the security. Just in case you don't know, I'm here to let you know.
Don't speak too soon. But it's just, that's a good question, Lab. But now, it ain't necessarily got to be a transition. Okay. Again, this is Deonte Bird, and our show is Changing Lives. Please make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the video. Please, 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 please. If you're looking at the video now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, make sure you like the video. Tell all your family and friends about everything. The show's been going great, man. I'm super proud of all the support been given because we really been working hard on it. So please, if you're on the YouTube, make sure you like the video and share it and leave those comments and feedbacks. All this stuff help with the algorithm with Facebook because the more activity they see, not Facebook, with YouTube rather. Facebook the same too. The more activity they see with videos and interaction, the more they'll recycle it back through for people to see it.
That's
so we
true.
need that. We need
you
guys to do it. You ain't got to say, I like it. You can say it stinks. And what's funny, man? And I'm going to get back on subject. Your Black World, one of the largest black media channels on YouTube. Maybe like second or something like that. But I know they're right there, top 5. Long story short, I looked at the video. It was like earlier today. It was like 100 likes on the video. Right. And it had been up an hour or two. But hell, it was probably about 10 thumbs down.
It don't matter what the interaction is. It's interaction.
What you didn't like about what I said? You know what I'm saying? But the whole point of it, like you just said, just need people to be active with leaving information, leaving comments, and with doing it, man. So please, please, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, put your thumbs up and everything. Hit that thumbs up on the videos. And now we're going to that final stage. That final stage, we're talking about free fall. Free fall, free fall, free fall. Now, like I said before, 60% is in that first one, that being the safety net. Okay? With the safety net, like I said, that's 60%. And then that's the next, 30? Next 30 is being the security. So we had 10% of the people that actually do the free fall. And that's straight up self-employed. You walking in the wilderness by yourself. You ain't got no compass. You in the dog. And somebody done dropped you off in Amazon. No kind of help. No cell phone. You're off the grid. You're doing it by yourself. Some of the most scariest times you'll be in your life where you sit here, you're doing this in the free fall, And when I say free fall, you done jumped out the plane. You ain't got a parachute. You got what those guys called free basing?
Oh yeah. When they
free. Is it free basing? I'm thinking about dope.
No, that's dope. It's, base jumping.
Base jumping.
Wrong entrepreneur.
Hey. Wrong sport, same type of excitement. Exactly. Yeah, base jumping. I'm talking about free basing.
Base jumping.
Hey, same type of excitement.
But yeah, base jumping.
Yeah, you see them guys base jumping. They ain't got a parachute. They just glide through the air. And eventually they're going to land on a tree or a rock somewhere and everything. So I'll be damn. That woke my ass up. So that's when we start talking about when we going into that third level with being free fall. These people are totally self-employed, and they're embracing the challenge of not working for somebody. They are looking more at the freedom of being an entrepreneur as opposed to necessarily the comfort or the amount of money they're making. Just being in control of themselves to do that. And what comes with that control, it comes a certain amount of discipline and organization to be able to do that. But they're more comfortable being in control of that than having to actually be in a situation where someone else is in control of doing that.
Well, let me play devil's advocate, because somebody's going to say, well, people who free fall generally have money anyway, or generally have some kind of financial backing that makes them be able to take them sacrifices and not have to worry about the security part. Do you feel that's true?
Well, absolutely not.
Okay.
Hell no, because you got people can be at level 1, being safety net of security, and they could be sitting at hundreds of thousands of damn dollars and never walk off the cliff.
Okay.
So it's not that. It's more of a mindset. Okay. It's more of a mindset, because you got some people that actually, we're talking about in that free fall stage, they have no money, but they have enough confidence knowing that they have the knowledge and experience, they're gonna get the money again. Eventually. Yeah, eventually. So the other two phases, that doesn't mean you don't have the money. We're just, like I said again, we're talking about more so just wherewithal. We're trying to do it. You got, like I said again, when we're talking more about mindset and spirit. Okay. With doing it.
Yeah, but some people will throw out that devil's advocate, and they'll throw out that that excuse. Well, they can free fall because they got money, and their family got money, and they probably got some kind of financial backing that let them be able to sacrifice like that. I don't have that, so I gotta. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. But I mean, that's crazy as hell to just assume that because somebody going out there starting their own business, they got money. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got people that make a lot of money, but they scared shitless of doing anything. Mm-hmm. You got people making like $200,000 a year that probably can go and make 3 times that working out there in the private sector by themselves because of the experience and knowledge that they have, but it's just not comfortable doing that. It's not nothing wrong with that, but the wrong assumption should be that because these people have money, they can do that. That doesn't mean they have money. Mm-hmm. They just got something else, going inside of them. Yeah. Like I said, it's not a right or wrong way. We're doing it strictly for awareness, for you to look at yourself and kind of draw what be the best situation for you. Because again, when we even talk about mindsets, when we're looking at the free fall, those people, they're taking, they don't mind going out doing things and taking those risks. And right. When we say risk, we're talking about calculated moves where you've done research and everything. We ain't talking about taking chances. They've actually went out there, look, I don't mind taking these risks. I see these opportunities and I'm gonna move with it. Their fear is more correlated with being terrified of not trying, instead of looking back saying, I wish I had her. Okay. Everything. But one key component, a very big key component that the people in the free fall paradigm is very more prevalent with them. They understand the whole concept. We went over what we said in the security net. Mm-hmm. Security, rather, I'm sorry, that they understand it takes money to make money. Right. But when we start going into the free fall, they totally understand that sometimes you got to plant some seeds to recoup the harvest later. And what I mean by it's nothing uncommon to be putting money in different kind of projects that you may not necessarily come to fruition a month or a year later. Okay. And that's where that mindset is totally different. Right. So some people are like, well, you mean tell me you're going to pay money for this stuff now? And while we in August, and it ain't going to come back to December? But when you're in that free fall, you totally understand it. That's how my money coming. So you plant them seeds to harvest at that time. Just like now, the money you getting in August, you plant that seed back in March or April. Right. And that's how they understand it and everything.
I think that's whole nother show, planting seeds. I think a lot of entrepreneurs need to understand the concept and the concept and the I can't think of the word. I'm sorry, it slips my mind. But the concept of planting seeds now to reap the harvest later. I don't think a lot of entrepreneurs understand that process, and it's something that I think you need to touch on. But we ain't gonna touch on it now because we on this. But that could be another show.
Yeah. To the point you just bringing out with people not understanding those concepts, I'm gonna say this, Lab, is that you can have people lined up shoulder to shoulder looking at a picture, and everybody will give you, so listen, what do you see? Well, especially, let's take an abstract, say one of those Picasso joints. Okay. And people can say, well, I see the woman holding the baby. Mm-hmm. And the next person say, I see the man petting the dog. And then the next person say, well, I see an old lady and an old man. It's the same damn picture now. And going through it, well, I see a peaceful day at work or whatever. And everybody sees something totally different. And when we start talking about as far as entrepreneurship and just in business, everybody got different perceptions.
Okay.
Now, depending on where your vantage point is, and I'm talking about where you're looking at the situation, a lot of it has to do with how you coming into it. You coming into it, in the stress position, going into it where it's voluntary, you going into it, in the fear, courage, whatever. You got different lenses that you're going to have with it. And I think with overall, they're going to have some concepts that are going to be straight black and white. This is how it is. This is the amount of money you have. This is the situation, whatever. But some people see it as opportunities, no matter how scary it is, on the surface to the many. Some people just look at it being super terrified. If you're like, nah, man, this shit you get done in a day.
Right.
Perception. And I think when we start talking about planting seeds, some people, no matter what you tell them, when you start saying, hey, listen, man, you got to do this, you'll recoup it later, a week or too damn long. A month too long. God knows 3 months is no. So they'll never get it.
Okay.
It took me a long time to realize that, because then I had to come to that conclusion where the way that Poochie sees the world, the way I see the world. And that what makes me unique, you know what I'm saying? And when people don't necessarily see the world the way you do, you just got to be, okay, that's cool. And it will make you unique, because a lot of times people like, man, how you don't see it? That's dumb. Why you want to do that? Why you don't do that? Well, that's what you want to do. I mean, they want to do it.
Right.
And I just think that when we start looking at those things where people planting seeds, some people you can kind of explain that to, but I really truly believe most people that are kind of built for that, they better see it, because everybody ain't built for that.
Ain't built for it.
No sir. They can't do it. Which you kind of lose us to. Again, this is Deonte Bird, and our show is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to this video and all the other over 100 videos we have listed so far. And the point where I want some keys to remember is that, again, there is no right or wrong way. Our biggest thing to push awareness on which one be best for you. But there are 3 factors I think that that really determines which level you fall into. Like I said, again, we're talking about the safety net, security, or the free fall. But there are 3 key factors that determines which one of those levels you fall in. And there being experience and knowledge, the other being your risk tolerance, and the third one being capacity. Okay, so what do you mean by that, Deonte? So we say experience and knowledge, we're talking about from just say what you have learned from an educational standpoint, not necessarily talking about college or any kind of schooling, just what you've read, what you've learned about certain things, how knowledgeable you've become about certain businesses, certain trends, certain industries, certain other factors you can't control. That determines a lot. Because you don't know a damn thing about something, you can be very vague and apprehensive. But if you know a subject inside out, you're a whole lot more comfortable. It's human nature and everything. So that has a very big factor and impact in determining which one of these paradigms you fall in, being that education and knowledge standpoint. The second one being risk tolerance. What do we mean by risk tolerance? Risk tolerance is the amount of risk that you can handle as an individual. Some people, me being a finance major, this is what we kind of look at risk tolerance. Some people are very risk tolerant, which means they can handle a lot of risk. And a lot of people, and some people are rather risk averse. Okay. And that's when we start looking at in terms of, these are terms that a lot of financial planners and investment brokers will use in terms of just the particular client they have. How is this client? And we start bringing up other terms like investment horizon and stuff like that. These are what those brokers will use in terms of looking at a client, in terms of their age, the amount of money they have, and how they work from a attitude perspective. So that risk tolerance determines a lot, because some people can kind of go into a business where, look, like we talked about, a safety net. I just won't. I'm just gonna put in $100. If I don't get this money, I don't want to do it. I don't want to lose nothing. Right. This is it. Or you got some people like, look, man, I'm finna go on and pushing all the poker chips up. We all in. And that is a major factor in terms from that risk tolerance standpoint, what you can and can't handle.
Okay.
And you got to really know yourself and be honest with yourself. In terms of what you want to do. And this is a key component in terms of you being, still doing it with a job or without a job. The job, I need this, I can't do this without, Because again, one big thing people can say, hey, look, I need a health benefits, this, that, and that.
That's
true. And some people like, shit, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm
Right.
gonna make enough money to cover my
all
living
that.
and cover my health benefits.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing about, we're just talking about perspective. Who's right, who's wrong, you know? But we go back to mindsets with doing it. So that risk tolerance, that's a very key component. And the third one being capacity. What we mean by capacity? The capacity is when we're talking about the actual money or the credit or whatever you can from a fiduciary standpoint be able to cover everything. Now, some people from a capacity standpoint can do a lot because they can afford to lose a lot because they got a lot. Some people from a capacity standpoint can't do nothing. They got that jangalang in their pocket.
I know.
Yeah, that little cut, ding, ling, ling, ling. Shit. And they can't do nothing and everything. So capacity is the key component, because even if you're in a situation where you might not necessarily have any money, you may have an allotment of credit and all kind of things, or capacity can be sometimes be influenced. People you know. You know, I know my man Lab, you know, he owns that record company, man. He can give me a deal. Capacity can be money, it can be credit, it can be influence, but it determining what you can kind of have to stretch those kind of things with doing it. And I think those are big key components in which one of those you fall in. So I hope I helped everybody out tonight in terms of giving the information in regards to the three key components of entrepreneurship. That being, again, the safety net, security, and free fall. And as you kind of start looking at it, and I'm going to put an outline on there after the show, looking at, okay, this may be me, this may be that. Some you may kind of fall into both, but overall, for the most part, I think everybody's going to be in one of those three and everything. And like I said, I think most people fall in that first one because they interested in doing a business, but the other BS that come along with it, they don't want to do it.
They don't have any capacity for it.
Absolutely. And then when you go into that second tier being security, that's when we start looking at, okay, and I stayed in this damn paradigm for years, whereas I was making good money from a job, I was making good money from the businesses, but I just hadn't got to the point where, look, man, I want to cut ties with it.
Right. Until
I got so damn tired of my job, I had to get the hell on. But a lot of people stay here, and does it hinder anything? You got to be realistic. You know, if you put in 50% or something, you're making 50% results. You get 100%, you get 100% results. But again, there's nothing wrong with either one. But again, it's just, I think this is where that second tier, probably 30% of most people fall into, because they're going to be doing, they make decent money, but they still got that solid anchor.
Do you think more people stay in the first tier more than they stay in than they move to the second tier? Do you think they stay in that first tier a longer period of time because their non-confidence in moving to the second tier?
Non-confidence in moving to the second tier, but more so non-interest in making a sacrifice to get out of that first tier. I don't think I've had to do that with confidence. I just think they just don't have the interest to make the kind of commitment to go to the other two tiers.
Okay.
You know, it's just that, you know, they can even have the money. Man, I want to effort that. I don't want to do that and all that kind of stuff and everything. It's Atlanta, man. You know, we in Atlanta, man. Everybody with a business card on the business. So, you know, just to say I got a business and I do this, that, and that. But, you know, we talking about just legally structured, any kind of things, accounts, ain't even there. But everybody and mama got a business. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody double dabble with, you know, such and such cakes. I mean, you see it on Facebook.
T-shirts.
Yeah, T-shirts, buttons, bows, you know, shoestrings, rocks. Everybody selling
no
something.
EIN, no LLC.
There you go. So, I mean, so the whole stuff that come with being in compliance, they just don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But just the idea of saying I own something, I have a business, that's where a lot of people just kind of float around there a lot. Okay. You know, so it has less to do with the confidence. I just think just general interest. And I say all this to say because this is what I do, business consulting, business development. Right. And that's why I see most people, they want something, but they don't want to put in the effort to start taking it to another level.
I get you.
Because when you're in that security, you know, when you're in that security thing, you don't put some work in.
Right.
again, you still might have your job, but you actually make some change.
Right.
You know, but you also make some sacrifices
You're
of
not
money,
sleeping at night.
time. Yeah. And so when you get in there, you know, like I said, you don't turn around, okay, I done bought this rental property. I still got my job. If ain't nobody came to this house, I can pay that mortgage with my, my job money. You know, I done bought this, little salon. I got me a little food truck I do on the weekend. I kind of grill. I got my little smoker and stuff.
Right.
But you're not, this is it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it still take a big commitment of money and time to do that. Other folks, that, like I said, that 6% of the safety net, they'll do it. But if it's uncomfortable, biggie and everything. But it's cool.
Right.
It's cool, to say, hey, I got this business, I got these cars and stuff like that. But if you start talking to people that actually, and putting in work, kind of lost with it and everything. And like I said, that last tier, man, I think that's just 10% of people. 10% sit here and say, like, hey, doing it. Because, man, it is so much work. I work more harder, like I said, than I did it when I had a job.
Yeah, people don't realize starting a business don't mean you finna sit at home and watch the money roll in.
Oh, hell no.
You got it's so much time and effort that you have to put into making your business successful that you don't even realize. I mean, you don't even realize that you might have to sit up and send out 200 emails just to get noticed. And you like, what? This ain't what I thought what a business is supposed to be like. You don't know you have to shake every hand, every person you meet and pass out the card, because that person might just be the contract you need, and you got to smile and do this to just in case, because you really don't like shaking hands, but that's the business. You get what I'm saying? So people don't realize the effort that you have to put in order to, when you start your own business and to make that if you really want to make it successful, the sacrifices you have to make even at the first tier, in the first level.
Absolutely.
At every level of entrepreneurship, there is sacrifice. Unfortunately, there may be low risk sacrifice, but there is going to be sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And if you fool yourself to thinking that there's not going to be sacrifice, that you're going to start this business without sacrifice, then don't even bother starting the business.
No. You're in for a rude awakening. Yeah. You're in for a rude awakening. So I hope we helped everybody out in regards to what we spoke about tonight at 3-level entrepreneurship. As always, like I said, we post the outline on the video to kind of go from there. But also, feel free. We got all my contact information. If you want to follow up with us further in regards to any questions you may have about the show or anything leading up to it. And with that said, I want to kind of go into my tip for the week. My tip for the week is just, start doing more reading. Again, as always, push me in this information age. You have so many outlets and opportunities to acquire knowledge. People just aren't taking nowhere near advantage of it. And we're talking about, are libraries obsolete now?
No, actually, I read something recently that libraries are making it more, they're making it easier for you to come in and access their information. I think, like, remember they used to charge you for not bringing books back? They're getting rid of that. They're not going to charge you now. If you keep the book forever, they'll eventually charge you. But, like, if you bring the books back late, you probably want to keep it for 2 days, and you might keep it for 5 days. They're not charging you for any of that stuff no more because of the fact that they were maybe becoming obsolete, but they know that they have to do something to appeal to make people come back in there. Yeah. So they're getting rid of all that. They're updating their stuff. They're making a lot of stuff digital. I think a lot of libraries are going online now, and you can access it by giving your information and getting a library card online and still access the information digitally. So they're not obsolete, but they are coming aboard the digital age a little later.
Okay, that's good to hear, because here's the frightening part about it is that no matter how much I talk and I try to spread knowledge and help people out, at the end of the day, a person has to take advantage and put some kind of effort in by themselves. And when you have opportunities to gather knowledge as far as, going on YouTube, Facebook, go to libraries, you got to take well advantage of it. People, that's where we start talking about those different tiers. And when it comes to personal effort, that's one of the biggest, stoppages of a lot of folks. Nobody want to make them sacrifice of time. Nobody want to sit here and just read, man, I got to read that book, all them pages, man. It's 20 pages, like, God, dog, this ain't really a book. This is a little pamphlet. Yeah, but just that whole sacrifice of that, of reading and trying to do that, people just don't want to do it. And I just want to stress to people, try to read. And with reading, here's the deal. If you're not a reader and you don't do a lot of reading, this is an easy tip for you. It's just like working out. You know, you can't go from 0 to just running 2 or 3 miles a day. Okay, because again, we're talking about reading. Your eyes and your brain kind of working together. So when you start reading, you haven't been reading, you can kind of get sleepy or get tired when you first start reading. So I kind of put it to you just like you're exercising. Like if you were doing so many push-ups or sit-ups, try to do a page or two here, build yourself up, get you some rest, come back later on the day, do a page or two there. Once those muscles in your eye and your brain start building up, you'll be able to read more and more and more packages. Key thing you got to do what? Start. Once you start reading more and more and more, those eye and brain muscles get more and more in shape. They'll be able to read a lot more and read a lot longer. So I just challenge everybody to start reading. Please, 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 please. You find so many jewels in books. And I talked about this in an interview today. You hear a lot of discussions about people saying, okay, college isn't needed, college is a mess, and you know it's a waste of time, student loans and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something, and this is God honest damn truth. You're either gonna pay for your education one or two ways. You can take your ass to college and go get educated, or you can go out here and pay in these streets through experience.
Hard not life.
Either way, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna make so many mistakes that's gonna cost you that, or you can do it from an education standpoint. Now, can you get your education still make some mistakes? Yeah. But I think you make a whole lot less because you already got an overview of it. Now, I'm never going to sit here and say that, you don't have to have any kind of experience through practice. You just go straight off theoretical stuff that you learn in school. I think you need an even blend of both. But if you just skip one without the other, trust me, you're going to pay some way. That's just how that is. If you just say, I'm just going to do it this way, you're going to pay for it. Unless you got somebody solid mentor that done brought you in, that's different. But if you just say, look, I'm not going to school, I'm just going to do it that way, you're going to pay for it regardless. Regardless, you're going to pay that college tuition through your damn mistakes and experience, but something going to get paid for your education. Okay? So just being real is real. But I will say this to you. The probably only bright side about with going the education route too is if things don't work, you still can go get your job with that degree. You ain't got
somewhere they ain't got to be in the same field you in. Well, they gonna help you get the door cracked and may not open it.
I hear such a big debate on that, because the huge amount of student loans. But again, man, hey, look, you're gonna pay for it either way. You either gonna pay for it either way, and they just, I think people just want to avoid something, but somehow you're gonna come out your pocket to for the knowledge and stuff. So I just want to challenge everybody at Chip to do some reading. In conclusion, again, our show is Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. I want to conclude everything tonight with just giving everybody again a challenge to, if you want to go into entrepreneurship, which is great, empower yourself, to do what you want to do as far as business, but most importantly, kind of learn which one of those three paradigms you fall in, being a safety net, security, or a free fall. And I think once you get that awareness of where you fall in line with everything, it'll help you out a whole lot more, because now it helps you with certain starting points. You know what you want to deal with, you know what you don't want to deal with, you know what you want to try to acquire, you know what you don't want to acquire, what you want to lose or what you can't afford to lose. So I think if we spend a lot of time on the front end learning the type of person we are and how we feel and we think, I think that help us out a whole lot, as opposed to us always trying to, do certain things we aren't built to do. Everybody's not built to spend all this money and not get that money back 3 or 4 months. Ain't that wrong with it? Some folks come for that. Some folks are just, man, they thrive in stress. I'm probably one of those people that, I ain't say I thrive in stress, but I can juggle 7, 8 balls at a time. Some people don't like that. They got to do one thing at a time. There's nothing wrong with that. But the key is something wrong with trying to juggle 5 balls at a time when you're a 1-ball person. That's the problem. So again, I want to stress to you guys, look, try your best to learn yourself. Okay? There are a lot of different kind of, what they call them, assessments, tests and stuff free online that people can take.
You can actually take free courses online, old courses.
Exactly.
Like if you go online and pull up, like say you want business management, you could type in business management in Google, a business management course, free course, and they will pull up. It may be last year's course, but it will be free.
Gotcha.
And they have video. These are courses are actually real courses that people took last year. So it's video. There's classes for it. There's homework. I mean, real deal.
Got it all, no excuses. Well, I was talking about the not as cool. I'm glad you said that, lad. I appreciate it. I'm talking about those personality self-assessment.
Oh yeah,
things to kind of get.
Those are free too.
Yeah, to kind of find.
Tests.
Yeah, those assessments to see what kind of personality you are. You know, okay, if you're a nervous wreck, if you're one of those people that just want to go jump, you know, what we call base jumping, not free basing, bungee jumping,
adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, lad. Adrenaline junkie. If you're one of those type of people, try to find different kind of avenues for you to thrive in those kind of arenas, as opposed to you say you're stuck into something, you're gonna be sitting in a cubicle all day long. So again, you know, just try to become, you know, more aware of what type of individual you are. Okay. Again, this is Deonte Bird, and our show is Change Your Life. I hope you enjoyed the information we put out in our show tonight, where we talked about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship. Please make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to everything. I also want you to go to my personal business website, Majestic Business Services, which is www.majesticbiz.com. Our number there is 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. And listen, when you go to the website at majesticbiz.com, you scroll through, you'll see all the services that we offer. But most importantly, you know, for you to book an appointment for our consulting services, you'll see the little link that says book an appointment. Hit that link, book an appointment. We'll get everything set up. That way, if you have any questions in regards to setting up your business or just business in general, we can link up, and I can do it. We can, if you're in Atlanta, we can meet in person. With most of my clients, we do everything virtual. We can have it set up where I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, you're on the other side of the galaxy, and we're just going through everything. But regardless, we're going to take care of you. And I really will push, if you're looking to do this, you need to find, if it's me or anybody, get some kind of solid mentor that can help you, not somebody waving a crystal ball or at your level telling you what they heard or what they think. You need, you know, hey, get somebody that really knows, been through the trenches and everything. So again, make sure you look us up at majesticbiz.com. But also, again, we'll, change your lives. Go to their YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Over 100 videos. I talk so much today, Lab, in regards to people about telling them to look at past videos. People like getting a partnership. Hey,
right.
Look, go look at the video we did about a month ago in regards to partnerships. Look at what we did about a video about setting up goals and objectives. We got all that kind of stuff set up already for you.
Right.
It's a virtual library of business ideas, of processes and everything from an operational standpoint that you guys take clear advantage of. You're a parent, you're thinking to do different things with your kids, got everything on there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just go stroll through it, subscribe to the channel, look at the videos over and over and over again. It's there waiting on you. So, hey, look, make sure you go check us out again. Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. I appreciate you tuning in this week to the show. As always, like, share, subscribe to everything. Leave us comment, feedback. We love to hear everything. Take care of you guys. I love you, and I'll see you next week.